Hello, everybody. I'm Dr. Jesse Jackson III. I am the author and the facilitator of Don't Kick 'Em Out, the book and training series, which is teaching professionals and parents how to manage negative student behavior and how do we come up with our approach to negative behavior. And as we have firmly established in the Don't Kick 'Em Out model, proaction is the only way to win. Proaction. Before there's an issue. That's the only way you win. And I'd like to thank all of my readers of the Don't Kick 'Em Out book, Why Black and Latinos students are frequently getting suspended, and how do we take these steps to avoid, to correct the behavior, one, and then avoid suspensions. And I thank all the schools that have extended invitations to us, the places we've been all over the country, in Texas, New York, New Jersey, Michigan, Nevada, California, Houston pops to my mind, New Orleans, Oregon, Utah, all the wonderful places, Ohio, Indiana, the list goes on. We've been to 20 plus states this year, and I thank you guys for that. And I thank you for the feedback, because the feedback is saying is like, hey, this is reality. This is what we have to do. And people get it. And this is not an urban school message. This is a school message, period. We got private schools that are using this because they have to. See, think this through. So here's the reality of the Don't Kick 'Em Out. So I always have to say this when we start. What is Don't Kick 'Em Out? I get that question. People have called me and asked me that. What is Don't Kick 'Em Out? Don't Kick 'Em Out is very simply, it is not theology that says you don't kick out a kid because they're black or brown. Okay. First of all, I don't support those ideas, but that's the government getting involved, looking at the data. So when the government looks at the data, they're going to respond. Okay, and so what we know is that Don't Kick 'Em Out is ahead of the curve. 3 to 5 years from now, every school in America is going to have to adopt this. Number one, why am I against suspensions? It's only two flat reasons. I am a very direct guy. You will never misinterpret me. So you will never miss me. If you listen to what I say, you will never miss me. So if you move your feelings out of the way and opened your ears and listen, you won't miss it, because it's so simple. You can't miss it. Number one, it's not good business. It's bad business to suspend. See, remember, public education, even private education, works by tuition. Schools have no other way to get money. Schools are one of the only business that is very tuition oriented. It's tuition. So if you get paid for a student's attendance and you have to meet so many days in a school year to get paid or to get credit, it's illogical business to think I can remove you for 10 days here. One school, they were handing out 180-day suspensions. I said, that's the whole school year. Yeah. They didn't think about it till I brought this to guys, it's going to put you out of business. And they never thought about it. They stopped and said, dude, you're right. They said, well, it's only a couple of students. Well, listen, if it's only 10 students, as we always say, that's only $100,000. Only 100. Right. Think. I actually had one principal say to me that it's only $100,000. And then they caught themselves and said, it's only $100,000. Right. Companies are not in business to lose $100,000. Okay. So the first thing, don't kick them out. It's bad business. That's number one. There's no other way around that. It's bad business. Number two, suspensions don't solve the problem. So if we could kick a kid out and he came back with his mind right, I support. No problem. If it solved my problem, let's do it. If the suspension would solve your problem, let's do it. What does it do? It delays your problem and actually makes it worse. So what we're trained to do is to get a temporary relief from an issue. Okay? A temporary relief. That's not the way you run a business. See, and a teacher, and that's what we do. So you have a lot of schools that say, we hope the bad kids don't come to school. That's not good for us. So what we want to do with teachers in this situation is we're not wishing for less problems. We're going to get more skill. We need more skill. What do we do? That means we either have to get better. So this means this kid is bringing us a level 4 problem. But we, in our mentality and our skill set, is set at a 2. We need to move to at least a 5 to be able to master the level 4 problem. There's no other way around it. There's no shortcut to it. People say, well, we're spending, sometimes it's too much and it's costing us too much to deal with it. Welcome to business. Welcome to the business we're in. Welcome to business. This is what business is. Business is about solving problems. Right now, today, the school, we're using this term, the achievement gap. And we're out here telling teachers that the achievement gap is low and the kids aren't learning. And guys, what I'm telling you, what's in the middle of that is this behavior issue. I believe we have well-trained faculty. I mean, I've probably seen 1% of teachers in my nationwide travels. 1%. That was incompetent. 1%. Our teachers aren't incompetent. Our teachers are trained. Our teachers know what they're doing. So the achievement gap comes in the relationship gap. And one of the dangers in education, teachers feel when they hear the relationship word, they are automatically, it's like fear comes in because they believe that it's like we're peers or something. The reality is, here's a brutal reality, is a lot of people go into teaching who don't have really good people skills. That's tricky because you say, well, you'd have to have people skills to teach, right? No, you don't. Because teaching is one of those only businesses that is very one way. You have 100% control. Teachers have 100% control of the situation. It's really one way. You set the rules. You are in dominance of the relationship. And a lot of teachers don't have good relationship skills. And it's fact. It shows up in their relationship with their own children. It shows up in their relationship with their spouse or significant. You can tell. So when we say achievement gap, the achievement gap is a result of the relationship gap and the personality gaps that a lot of teachers have. A lot of our teachers have some personality issues. Now notice this, personality issues. Did I say incompetent, couldn't teach? No, they're educated, they're trained. But they have personalities that impede their talent, that impedes the way they're working with a student who's presenting their personality freely. And so what I have learned from doing this business, from doing it, working with thousands of youth and thousands of teachers, is there are some personalities that don't match, and we have to be aware of them, and you can grow. You can change. You can grow. You can improve your ability to relate. When I go to trainings and I look at the look on folks' faces, one of the things as a teacher, and this hurts, I've never seen so many teachers' feelings hurt. And what I spend my time in my trainings doing is breaking it down so they can see it. And you see a teacher, a lot of us got into teaching because we're trying to really get something out of it. And this business is about giving. And if you get into it to get something out of it, that kid can offend you very easy because they reject you. Nobody likes to be rejected. So ask yourself, when a teacher and a kid is refusing to learn, or their behavior is rejection, it hurts our feelings. And you got to realize we have all the power. And then a lot of times suspension is the mental approach to the way we deal with rejection. Now, guys, I know what I'm talking about, okay? I absolutely, because I'm seeing a lot of the younger faculty, and these are folks that are under 50. They're emotional teachers. Their emotional makeup is different. Very sensitive, easily offended. And we're talking about they're offended by their boss. This is not the kid. The parent offends them. The boss offends them. They're upset at the principal. They're upset at the superintendent. It's like they're a different person. So if the kids are different, the adults are different. So what we have to do is we have to train. I have had this statement, and it's been true. In my trainings, I said this is treatment, actually. You can go to training approach. I'm not coming into a school to teach you how to teach better. I believe you're trained. I believe that skill's in place. Your principal helps you with that. But where we're losing the fight is at this emotional level of the way we manage people, because that is the factor. That is the factor, and that is the issue. And folks, we're at that time in history where we're going through a shift in education, where the government, our districts are starting to realize that this is student centered. And if these students aren't in these seats, we're not going to get paid. So that means you're going to see more teacher salary cuts, more lack of raises, more benefit stress on us because the tuition's not there. And so the bottom line is we have to resolve our own issues. We cannot put it on anyone else anymore. We can't hope our problem goes away. We can't send it to another school, because the new booming population of schools is two people. It's online. And think about this. The online schools, as I work with them, are having problems with behavior in a cyber world. So they have to do don't kick them out. That's the new boom. And then number two, is the strict discipline academies, or the charter schools that are in jails or residential. They're booming. Why? Because these are mainstream kids that got kicked out of someplace else. They have no place else to go to school. So now those schools are booming because they're taking the problem that mainstream didn't want. We say, what do we do? Okay, so there's certain behaviors. Disruptive student behavior is any behavior that is non-conducive to an academic environment. So anything that's disrupting a kid, disrupting a classroom, to me is disruptive behavior. And so what we don't want to do as faculty, we don't want to give kids something like put your head down. That's a old school philosophy of discipline. Say put your head down. Putting your head down is disruptive to an academic environment. Teachers are the ones that are giving us this option. Okay, that's attention-seeking behavior. We don't want your head down. Anything that's happening in this environment that does not promote academia, we don't want it happening. Okay, and I believe a kid with his head down is as disruptive as a kid blurting out. Why? Because we're all tired and we want to go to sleep too. Teachers got to change their mindset to where they deal with these issues. I'm telling you, the way we were trained as teachers, behavior-wise, we were not trained as teachers to promote healthy relationships with students. Either we have people on one opposite spectrum. We got them too mean, too nice. We got them, it's one or the other. We feel like it's got to be one or the other. And there is a way to work with students that's productive. And so the thing I want to make sure that we're doing is understand if a student's doing something to disrupt academia, how do we get in front of that? And a lot of times we're contributing to that. Put your head down. You don't put your head down. That is disruptive, and that's not academics. So the thing is, we say the common behavior referrals, and I like to show folks this, is profanity. And I mean, we're seeing willful defiance and profanity is accounting for 70% of behavior referrals in the United States. So if I seen one report that came out of California, UCLA, said that we missed about 18 million instruction days nationwide due to suspensions over a period of time. I want to almost say it's a decade, maybe a couple of years. Okay, 18 million days of instruction time lost to suspension. Because that's what it is. A day, that's losing instruction time. You remember, see, our core basis of teaching reading, writing, math, and science, these are core academic disciplines that instruct. You're only going to get those in the classroom. So when you're putting a kid out, he's not getting it. 18 million days of instruction time lost due to suspension or expulsion. So any modality says 10-day suspensions, 14-day suspension, you're gone for a whole month. We're doing, those are practices that benefit us. We thought benefit us in the short term. They ruin our business. I seen a school district that is no longer exist. It's wiped out. Imagine this. 7 years ago, 3,500 students. To today, 7 years later, it's closed. It's closed. Its last year in existence, it had 450 students. What happened? What happens when you have these environments? The parents want good. They're parents that want good for their kids. So those parents are going to pull those kids out. And then they're going to dump all the kids that are, quote, bad in there. And you're going to mix them together. And they're going to burn the staff out. The staff's going to leave, so instruction quality comes down. So now you got all these bad energies. Now the only way you can deal with them, you're out of here. So when you look at this and you say the common behavior referrals are profanity and willful defiance, these are the two behaviors that we can fix. Profanity denotes, okay, so if a kid is using profanity, what does that tell me? Do I endorse profanity? Absolutely not. Will I tolerate it? Never. But if a kid is using profanity, he's giving us feedback. He's telling one, because kids don't use profanity around everyone. They don't. They know who they can use profanity at. They know which environment says it's okay to do that. And they know I can get a response in that environment. So who needs to make an adjustment? Yeah, it's us. People have a hard time with that. How can you? Because it's fact, the kid's not cursing around everybody. I was just at a school on Friday. And the one teacher who we could see was the bulldog teacher who didn't play with kids. You had a guy, the male teacher, who was getting cussed out by the kids. Getting cussed out. And the lady raised her hand and said, I have that same kid. And I mean, he has never, ever talked that way to me or called me out of my name. He called that man everything but his name and cursed his family. What was the difference? The people, not the kid. It's what the kid picked up about the people, and he responded. So what we found is that behavior that's coming from this group, it's more of a grooming piece to where they are picking up energy and things about you and making decisions about you, and they test limits based on how they view you. It's no way around that. And it's proof. Behavior is done that way. You'll have a kid, profanity. Excuse me. I'm sorry, Miss Jones. I'll watch my mouth. You'll go around another one. F you, F your mama, S, 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 F, F, F. And you're like, wait a minute, you're getting up out of here. And your only response is to give them some paperwork. Now, what is that old jail mentality? Well, there's going to be consequences for your actions. That's prison mindset. Does anybody in prison get better? Prison doesn't correct behavior. Prison is negative university. Nobody gets better in prison. The guys that make it out of prison and do something good with their life, that's 1 out of 1 million. You don't get better in prison. This just doesn't work that way. That's an old prison mentality. There's going to be consequences for your actions. We're going to kick you out of here. You go home for 14 days and think about it. Guys, that's where they learned it. So why would you send them back there? That's really helping us. Doesn't it make it easy? Guys, if it improved it, I'd be with it. If sending them home would stop it, do it. Now, here's this other flawed thought. We said we're going to bring the parent up here to sit in the classroom with you. Ask yourself what kind of parent would come up to that school and sit in that classroom with that student. Do you realize what kind of game they're playing with us to come up there and sit with that student? They're trying to play you. And they'll come and do it because they don't want you to cause them any further problems. They have other things that are going on that they need the school thing to be calm and be okay. I.e., for 9 out of 10 times, it's government benefits involved. Because no parent in their right mind is going up to a school and going to sit with their kid in a classroom. That sounds crazy. And that's manipulation on the part of the parent. And we asked them to do it. So the parent thinking about like, I'll go up there and sit with him. Okay, yep, I'm trying to tell him to do right. And so who would do that? So what I'm saying is we're getting baited as educators. We're getting baited. We think we're doing the right thing. We're not. We are not. And that's what Don't Kick 'Em Out is all about. Willful defiance. The kid has basically groomed us and decided that I will willfully defy this person I'm in front of, because they don't willfully defy everyone. And willful defiance is about relationship. If you have a defiant child at home, that child is reaching out. That child is saying, there's something I am not getting from this situation. I'm not getting from my dad. I'm not getting from my mom. So I am rebelling. It means it's an unmet need. So it's rebellion. Defiance. I will defy you. Why? To get your attention. Why? To make you mad. Why? To get you to continue to give me what I want, and I'll take negative attention. I'll take it, because negative attention is a lot more than I got going on at home. The one that's disturbing is this fighting one, because we'll suspend the kid. And you realize we're softer on fighting than on profanity. And the one that I don't tolerate is bullying and fighting. That is where I'll get involved and find a way to try to get you locked up. Now, I'm a juvenile guy. I don't tolerate that. Means assault. You hit somebody. Oh no, stop. Time out. You touch somebody. Oh no, we'll fix that. Come on, I got a place for you. We're softer on fighting than we are on willful defiance. We're softer on fighting We're mismanaging fighting, the thing that we should be dealing with differently. We're mismanaging it. That's my whole point. The things we should be hardcore on, bullying. You have some states that put in a bullying initiative and have a bullying person in every school. So think this through. We will put a bullying person in every school. What are we saying? So if you got that kind of conduct, we're going to give you an intervention. But if you use profanity, you don't get an intervention. How about if we make them do 25 new words? How about if we give them 50 new words so they can increase their language? They can increase their vocabulary. Why would we give an intervention to somebody that's fighting or bullying and not give that same intervention to somebody who's using profanity? Somebody who's willfully defiant. They need an intervention. Before you ask them to leave, there must be an intervention. There must be, because if they don't learn, we don't make progress. Suspensions don't correct behavior because no learning has taken place. That's the don't kick them out reality. It's about teaching. If there's a behavior problem, we have to intervene. If they can't read, we intervene. If they can't write, we intervene. Okay, so they say they're bullying, they're fighting. So we're giving them a bullying specialist? Okay, they're fighting. We just give them 3 days or 10 days and they come back and have a conference and say, be nice and don't fight. We need intervention. The kids don't know, and there's a problem. So we cannot continue our discipline practices of suspension without intervention. And the people, you have to know how to intervene. You can't just respond that way. But now, educators say, well, when am I going to get all that time? That is designed in the building. It is actually fixed into the way you do business. As a teacher, it doesn't take all that time. And so that's what the training is about, is showing you the shortcut. It's the changes you make within you that cause this thing to go right. It doesn't take a whole lot of time. It takes a change of mind. We have to change your mind, and your paradigms is very wrong. This is a paradigm shift. Don't kick them out. It's a change of mental approach to a 100-year-old problem. It is the Don't Kick 'em Out book and training series. This is something that I know is helping. I know that it's helped thousands already, and I know it's going to help more people, and that's why we did it. We have to have a new paradigm on behavior. We cannot continue the ways that we have done. Our training is not sufficient to manage the issue that is before us today, and that is behavior issues. And the thing I always like to ask educators, if your child or your son or your daughter was using profanity in your home, would you put them out? So if you had an 8-year-old at your house who cursed, or a 13-year-old at your house who was cursing, you would put them out on the street, call protective services, and come get them? No, that doesn't even make any sense. They didn't obey your rules. Some people do that. Some people make their kid incorrigible. They put them out. Or do you, as a parent, find out why you're talking like that? Why are you so mad? Why are you defying me? Why are you doing that? And you're going to find that the kid is mad at you. You'll find that your kid has noticed some things about the way you are as a person, and they're responding to it. It is no different with our students. No different, because they don't do it with every teacher. And that is the truth. That's the facts. So that means something we got to change about us. It's a paradigm shift. It's mental. It's the way you're carrying yourself, and you didn't even think about it. It's a personality that you could have that a kid responds to in that negative manner. Did you know that a lot of times with a lot of these populations that passive aggressive personality is actually, they sense it and they're trained to attack it? And that's the ones that are having problems. The angry teacher who likes to fight, they get into more fights with kids. They like conflict, so the kid conflicts with them. These things are true. So what we wanted to do is give teachers a paradigm shift, an approach that would actually help a lot of us save our career. For young teachers, that help them start their career the right way. For teachers that are at the back end of their career, get you to the end in first class style, not bitter, not burnt out, or upset. Don't kick them out. It is a paradigm shift. Guys, this training is going on heavy, and I know we're traveling a lot. We're traveling every single week to the end of the year. We take breaks for the holiday weeks, but I mean, we're working even during the summer. So if you know you want this training, particularly coming back in July and August, man, call us right now and get a date, because I just want to get you in, and I make maximum effort to work with as many folks as we can because I'm concerned about you. I'm concerned about our schools, and I know that as these behavior problems get worse, our schools are going to be more unsafe. I mean, doesn't increase school safety. So we've got to manage this, and that's what my agenda is managing this critical issue. So you need a training. By all means, find your date, call us, get on there. You see that I'm in certain cities, certain weeks, certain states. I'm able to try to work around to be able to get in there and make it happen. We do in the morning, we do in the afternoon, we do in the evening, we do on Saturdays, and that is all for the convenience of you. This is something you absolutely will not regret. This is a game-changing training. This is a staff-saving training. This is a team-building training. This is a revolutionary process for educators because now it requires us to make some personal changes. It's not an achievement gap. It's a relationship gap. Don't kick them out. The book and training series. Listen, at the absolute least, make sure you get the book. Read the book. Start the ideas to go in. Feedback has been great, and I'm very, very proud of that. I'm looking forward to working with you soon. I hope this video was a great help to us. Always leave us a comment, an email. Let us know you're watching. Share it with friends. Share it with colleagues. We do know people are watching, and that we are greatly appreciative. I will see you soon.